Yo, yo, yo. My name's Stuart, also known as Martin Chen. Motherfuckers call me Chungar from Lionhead, represent. And I'm going to talk about how to stand on a skateboard. I want to make this video because I think, like when I started skateboarding, I didn't have the best stance or body posture. That's what I'm going to be talking about, body posture. And I think when I started, and it's not something that I studied, and so I had like what I would call bad stance and bad body posture, particularly when doing tricks. And like that led to me not being able to do tricks as well as I would like. So I think it's quite important, and I just wanted to make a video to explain it. So let's do it. Yeah, this is a skateboard. You stand on it like this. Notice that my feet are at 90 degrees to the skateboard. Also my knees, my hips and my shoulders all facing this way at 90 degrees to the skateboard. Now in my opinion that is the proper way to stand when you're going to do tricks. And this is how I try and skate now. The problem with that is that you don't travel this way when you're riding a skateboard. You travel this way, so you're not actually facing the way that you're going. So and naturally what you want to do, you want to open up your body to face the way that you're going. Now that's totally natural, and that's how I started skateboarding. And I think like it can be a bad habit, like I say, particularly when doing tricks, and I'm gonna show you that now. So I'm gonna refer to the stance when your whole body faces at 90 degrees to the skateboard as closed stance, and when you're facing forward, I'm gonna call that open stance. And the problem with open stance, or sometimes the problem that I had, was that like when you bend down, say in open stance, you bend down to do a trick, you're kind of like your body's facing forward. So when you pop that trick, you know, when you pop the tail and you try and do like an ollie, like a jump, your body, like, it opens up and you end up traveling through the air this way, and it can turn the board, you know, it can turn the board like that, or even if you manage to correct it, you still land a bit shit. And like, it's okay, like, allow me to say, there's no rules on how to do skateboarding, there's no right and wrong way. But yeah, like I would watch footage back if I filmed a trick with some friends, and like I landed the trick, it's fine. But like I would watch it back, and it didn't look clean, you know, it didn't look like the pros, you know what I mean? Like it didn't look as good as I wanted it to. Like I say, I'll do it from this other angle, you know. Closed stance, like this. Skateboard should come up, straight down. Open stance, when you jump, body opens up, the board can turn like this, you know. And what you maybe learn to do over time is like correct it, you know, you correct it and you still land, but the trick doesn't look clean, you know. And again, like, it's personal preference, right? But I've been trying to like focus on having a closed stance. Yeah, I'm gonna show you like some ollies in open and closed stance, and then we'll look at some footage of pros as well, professional skateboarders doing it, just to prove like there is no right and wrong way, you know. But I just think that like some of the problems I had with my tricks not feeling as good and looking as good was because like I didn't focus on that closed stance, you know, just like shoulders, everything in line, like this. Yeah, enjoy. So you see here me crouching, about to perform the ollie. You can see my feet, knees, hips and shoulders all facing away at 90 degrees to the skateboard, with just my head and neck turned to face the way that I'm going. Here at the peak of the ollie, still keeping a pretty good closed stance, keeping all body parts, feet, knees, hips and shoulders all facing away at 90 degrees to the direction I'm travelling, all nicely in line with the skateboard. Pretty good on the landing here as well, still keeping that closed stance. Maybe looking a little weird, but that's fine.
And that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. Yeah, that was a pretty clean ollie that felt pretty clean, travelled through the air nice and straight and landed pretty straight and rolled away. So that's the kind of thing I'm looking for. Next example, pretty good on the crouch. Pretty good on the peak, everything still keeping in line with the skateboard, travelling through the air nice and straight. No idea what I'm doing with my arms though, they shouldn't really be down there like that, that looks kind of weird. I think I was nervous when I was filming this and I was trying to keep my shoulders in line and I don't know what the hell I was doing with my arms, but don't worry about it. Pretty good on the landing, arms still looking a bit nervous though. Another clean ollie there, travelling through the air nice and straight, looks good, felt good. Next example, pretty good crouch. Pretty good at the peak, you can see the board is nice and straight in the direction that I'm travelling in. Feet, knees, hips, shoulders all nicely in line, and arms are much better this time too. Pretty good on the landing, maybe actually knees and hips and shoulders a little bit opened up to the way I'm going, but pretty good. So 3 examples there of ollies in closed stance. We'll move on and look at a couple of examples of ollies in a more open stance. So here we can see it's actually pretty similar to the previous examples. Shoulders are opened up a bit. So you see here that I've opened up my body to face the direction that I'm travelling, mainly my shoulders and my hips, also my knees. Feet are still reasonably okay over the bolts, but certainly the hips and shoulders are really opened up. This is actually a fail. You can see my whole body is now facing forward, including my feet. And this is an extreme example. Maybe usually what would happen is that your feet just wouldn't land properly on the skateboard, they wouldn't land over the bolts, over the wheels, which would make for an unsteady landing and you wouldn't roll away smoothly. An extreme example of opening your body up in the air. Next example, shoulders opened up a little bit maybe. Pretty good at the peak, but you can see that my whole body, my knees, my hips and my shoulders are all starting to face forward. I've corrected it for the landing, but you can see that my body position is all over the place. It's not smooth at all, and this is me correcting the bad posture while travelling through the air to make the landing. Not really a smooth ollie. So this is an open stance ollie from another angle, just showing you, so you can see my hips and my knees are opening up to the direction I'm going, and you'll see what this does to the landing. Not smooth at all. Compare that to this next one. Closed stance, pretty good at the peak there, flying through the air nice and straight. Nice roll away, feet over the bolts, that was a clean ollie. Last clip.
Now let's take a look at some professionals doing it so you can see open and closed stance from people who can actually skate. Enjoy.
If you don't know me by now, I doubt. If you don't know me by now, I doubt. If you don't know me by now. If you don't know me by now, I doubt. If you don't know me, if you don't know, if you don't know me by now, I doubt you'll ever know me. I never won a Grammy, I won't win a but I'm not the only MC keeping it real. When I grab the mic and smash rapper, girls go ill. Check the time as I rhyme, it's like ill. Check the time as I rhyme, ill. Check the time as ill, 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 ill. Check the time as I rhyme, it's 1995 whenever I arrive. The party gets liver, flow with the master rhymer. As I leave behind the beat, you know the rhyme, papper. Down goes another, on another matter. Brother that, smash. Knowledge reigns supreme over near line. Call you ready, recipe the hard party. Flat top braids, more heads on the dressy dress. It once was a story about a man dead. But now Jed is dead. All his kids instead wanna kick rhymes up the top of their head. Word, we'll go around, come around, I figure. Now we got white kids calling themselves return as the crosses burn. Remember, you must learn. You must learn. You must learn about the styles I flip and how wild I get.
So you've seen it there, open and closed stances, you know, by the guys who look really good at doing it, and it looks great anyway. You know, no matter what way you do skateboarding, it's really cool. I just want to add one more thing, like if you are going to try and work on this, like when I'm trying to skate with a closed stance, like I'll have to continually focus, because naturally I just want to open up and face that way, so I have to always focus, like when I'm rolling up to do a trick, when I'm crouching to do the trick, but most of all, when you pop the tail to make the jump or whatever, that's when you forget to keep the closed stance, because there's so much going on in that moment, there's so much you need to think about, you just forget and you're like, ah, you just like, you open up, and then, you know, the trick kind of, it's not as clean. So that's just like a little tip. Yeah, like I hope all of this made sense. I hope you enjoyed it, I hope you got something from it. If you know somebody who skateboards, share the video with them, maybe they'll get something from it. Yeah, subscribe to the Lionhead channel for more good videos. Yeah, thanks for watching. Sangangi.
Going out to the hardcore.